interested in the product X for a whole different reason, and Brian mentioned it a little bit, and it's on because of blood sugar. So to get into a little bit, and I do need to lose weight and I do need keto, but I was more interested because of what I'm going to tell you, because of the blood sugar. So I'm going to give you a little history of who I am and what I've gone through in my life. I've had several medical challenges, but at age 9, which is a long time ago, 1969, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. At that time, they didn't know much about, they knew about diabetes, but my doctor actually told my dad while I was sitting in the room that I would die by the time I was 40. So it scared me a bit, but I didn't really understand all of it. And neither did they at that time. But I want to talk to you about why Product X is going to be, I believe, even as much as, if not more than, a weight loss product for people who struggle with the disease of diabetes. Diabetes is a silent killer. You don't limp from it. You're not in a wheelchair. There's no sign on you that says, I am diabetic. The only time people know that you're diabetic is for type 1, like when you have an insulin reaction and you look drunk and people have to get you sugar, or you're going to die from no sugar in your system when you take your insulin. The effects of diabetes, however, are from head to toe. And it's all caused by sugar running through your blood and slowly over time killing you. My feet tingle because there's no circulation to them. When you walk, there's no blood to your, they called it hardening of the arteries in the old days. Now, it's from sugar running through your system, an overabundance of sugar that can't be controlled. My eyes have been lasered, I would say probably 10 times, where they actually, and I'm going to get a little visual with it so that if, when you know somebody who is diabetic or has problem with sugars, that you recommend this product to them, because I believe this is revolutionary in this. And the study has been great for me because I've been watching it very closely. So when diabetes, when it starts, when the sugar keeps surging through your body and through your body, it like I said, I've had laser surgery. I've had a brain bleed that was caused basically from the effects of diabetes. I've had a heart attack that is caused by the effects of diabetes, all because of sugar running through my body that shouldn't be there, that should have been taken care of by my pancreas, which didn't work. So I lived hard, and at age 40, my kidneys failed and I was transplanted. I got a kidney pancreas transplant and no more taking shots, but diabetes, the effects of diabetes were still there. And keep in mind that this whole time, right now, you'd know that I used to be a diabetic because when I walk down the street, I can last about a block and a half before my legs lock up because there's no circulation. And again, I'm going through this all. When they do eye surgery on you, it was the only time that my wife, I've ever seen her get grossed out by something that's happening to me. And like I said, I'm a double transplant patient. I've had a heart attack. I've had several things, but they stick a needle in your eye to numb it, and right in the eye. And then they go in with their laser and they cut out all the blood vessels that are breaking, that are going to make you blind eventually if they don't cut them out. So the effects of this disease are crazy. And the reason I'm saying all this again is if you know a diabetic, this is working on their body the whole time. They're feeling the effects of this, no matter how much control they have on their diabetes, which many of them don't have a lot of control. The sugar is running through their veins and it is causing long-term effects. So after I was transplanted, I was not taking shots anymore, but I still had the effects of diabetes. So that was 18 years ago that I was transplanted. This last year, I didn't have any signs of diabetes at all as far as blood sugar went. But this last year, now that it's been 18 years, when they transplant you, the transplants only last so long. This last year, I've noticed that my blood sugars have started creeping up. They're not major. I'm 130. The highest I've been is 140, which normal blood sugars are 100. When you're fasting, they should be 80 to 100. And I've creeped up to 140, 135. So when Aaron told me about Product X, I was pretty excited to find out that it works on blood sugar. So I didn't go on keto. I wasn't worried about losing weight. I didn't want the effects of the keto to do what I wanted to see if the product would do, and that is control blood sugar. So when I started taking it again, I was at 130, 140. The first time I took it, and I took it early, before the test, because I got it early. The first time I took it, I was 135. I drank with just water, the Product X, and I checked my blood sugars an hour later, and I was 103. And for me, that was, are you kidding me? Because here I am creeping into diabetes again, type 2 diabetes this time. But it's the same diabetes. It's the same sugar that's running through your system. It's going to ruin your kidneys. It's going to ruin your liver. It's going to ruin your heart. It's all those things. So I'm getting a little nervous about it. And to see my blood sugars drop like that, I can't tell you what I felt that day. Sorry. Because I know the ravage of the disease. So I continue to take the product, and right now, and just for the last few days, I continue to take the product. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping around here, but I'm a little emotional. I continue to take the product, and every day I watched it. 103, 97, everything working out to be normal blood sugars for me. Over the last week, and I hadn't shared this with Aaron or anybody else, but over the last week, I quit taking the product because I wanted to see now that I have it in my system, what it's doing. And this morning, I tested my blood sugar after a week of not being on the product, and I'm at 109. And last night, we ate pretty bad. I ate pretty bad, I should say. So I'm seeing the product keep my blood sugars down, and I'm going back on the product. I'm not getting off it because I'm going to keep them down there. But to me, now that the product is in my system, it seems to be, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not making any medical claims, but it seems to be controlling my blood sugar around the clock, which is, again, I know the effects of this disease, so the blood sugar scared me when my blood sugar started creeping up. And so I am elated with this. Again, I just say, I think that we have something here that is so much more than a weight loss product. it just seems like if it's not as important, it's more important, because controlling that blood sugar in a type 2 diabetic, in any kind of sugar-related problems in the system, is just so important. And so I wanted to get on here and share that. I am so thankful for this product. I am so thankful for the technology that brings it into your system immediately. Like I said, I went from high 130 to 103 in an hour. That's just without fast-acting insulin. That there's no other way to do that. And I'm just elated with this product. And I thanks for having me on here. And